Hello everyone. Wanted to give you a quick update on your Excel project, which is going to be due next week. It's your next big assignment. And you notice that if you click on assignments in Blackboard, we're in week 9, and week 9 will tell you to submit. If you click on that, you'll see there is a link here to where you're going to submit your assignments. And so that's where you're going to click and you're going to upload those. But if you look, all of your instructions are located under Excel project information and instructions. So if you click on this, you'll notice here are your assignments. It tells you this is due on April the 8th. And I did notice that when I went in here earlier, this particular document had a date wrong. It still had an old date, so I've changed that and fixed that for you. I'm sorry that was in there. But here are the instructions. So you're going to locate some data on a topic using the computer topic that you did for your word paper. So what you want to do is make sure that you look up some type of numerical data. And I've got some examples for you that you're going to do. You're going to also enter some of that data in Excel, and you're going to create a spreadsheet. You're going to also create a chart, and then you're going to create a Word document that includes all of that. So let me show you what this is going to look like. And I'm going to give you some other resources in an announcement that I'm going to post that shows you some links to how to do this. Here's another one. This does give you how to copy your Excel chart into Word if you want to use that. That's a link for that. But let me just show you what you have as far as all of your instructions. And I'm going to move this over a little bit so you can see it. What you're going to be doing is you're going to create a spreadsheet. So you're going to find some data related to your topic. It could be the number of users of Google, if you did it on Google. It could be, if you did it on Apple, it could be iPhone sales and how that's changed over the last 5 years, or iPad, or the number of users for Apple, the amount of money that they make each year. So there's lots of different data you can find. And you're going to create an Excel workbook. You're going to enter the data that you collected, and in your spreadsheet you're going to have at least 3 formulas or functions. So you could do an average, you could do a percent of how much it changed over time, you could add the number of users altogether. Lots of different options depending on what data you're using. You need a heading across the top of your spreadsheet, merged and centered. That's very much like what you did in part 1 of your last Excel assignment. You need to make sure your data is formatted correctly. So if you're talking about numbers like money, then you want to make sure you format it for currency. You want to have at least one cell that has some color in it. Could be your heading, could be any of them. You want to make sure it all looks professional and that you adjust your column or row heights as you need them. Part 2 is you want to create a chart, and I'll give you a link about how to create charts, but you just need to think about, would this chart make sense if you were going to create a bar chart, if you were creating a column chart, maybe it's a pie chart. So think about how you need to display your data. And then in part 3, you're going to create a Word document, and you're going to have a title page. Should look exactly pretty much like your Word document that you created the title page for. You're going to have an introduction paragraph that explains what this data is that you found, and then you're going to insert your Excel spreadsheet that you did, and you're going to insert your chart. And your last page is you're going to have a link, or you're going to have a works cited page which gives the site for where you found your information. So let me show you what some of these look like that you're going to be doing. So here's an example. And again, this is if you are in Blackboard in your assignments. They're located right here. Example of project. So this gives you, I put one out here so that you could see that. So let's say, for example, what does the Excel project look like? So this was a student who had written their paper on video game addiction. And they had some data that they found in one of their articles that talked about games played, hours played weekly. This was overall from 6 to 44-year-olds, and then it broke it down in the article specifically by 8 to 12-year-old girls, 8 to 12-year-old boys, 13 to 18-year-old girls, and 13 to 18-year-old boys. So this student displayed it a couple of different ways. So what percent overall play more than 50 hours a week of this group? This is total hours played weekly. This is online game addiction. This is the percent of people that say they are. This was just a bar chart that showed how many hours spent weekly playing games, playing these online games. And so it was up to 70% or 70 a week do that. This was just by girls and this was just by boys. So it was overall. So very simple, but it displays information about the particular topic. When you take it into Word, then what you're going to do, this is an example of the Word one. So you're going to have your title page, a paragraph that says what this says. Okay, so on average, most people play games for almost as many hours a week as a part-time job, but males seem to play more hours than females. So again, just says what the data showed when they did that. Took this information, just did a cut and paste or copy and paste and put it in a Word file, and took the chart and put it into a Word file. Same one. And then there is a works cited page at the end of where this information came from. And this came from 2 different sources. So this is a simple Word document. Will not take you a lot of time to do that. What you've got to do is figure out what your data is and where you're going to find that information. Again, once you have your Excel file saved, so you're going to have 2 files you upload. You're going to have an Excel file that you upload so that I can see your formulas and things that you've created, and you're going to have this Word file. So when you go into your assignments and you go to week 9, this is coming, and you go into week 9, you're going to find that link where you're going to, under week 9, where you're going to click for your Excel project, and then where it says browse my computer, you're going to have to attach 2 different files. Okay, again, it's due April the 8th, next Tuesday. It is due at 12 noon. Okay, so it's due by lunchtime. It is worth 100 points, so this is one of your bigger assignments. So if you have any questions, anything that you need help with, please email me this week. Please call me. Let's set up a time and I'll be glad to help you. Let me know if you need anything at all. Have a great week.